Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome. Another amazing episode in the books. Holy moly. We got first place.
Spoiler alert. I mean, by the time this video is showing, it has probably been a few
old
days.
News. This is old news, people.
If you don't know, you should. But Lori and I had a great comeback last week where we went from very last place in 12th to second place. This week we completed the comeback, I feel like I need to say, and we got first place. So
yes,
super exciting, super fun. We had an epic watch party last night. We were super excited to have at UVU. We had some really fun guests join us. Who was that, babe?
It was Joel and Garrett from season 35, who placed second place. Holy moly. They were fun to talk to.
Yeah. So they came down from Idaho. They just happened to be available because they were on their way to Vegas. And so they're like, yeah, we want to come to your watch party. And we're like, this is the coolest watch party to come to. Like, you don't know, but we know we're going to win this leg. Like, this is so exciting. So, yeah, it was super fun to have them there. In fact, we chatted for like a good hour and a half.
Oh, man.
Yes. Like, just swapping stories, talking about behind the scene things. And so fun. They're planning to join us on an episode later. I can't say which episode, but there's one that's very unique and special to them. So we're excited that we'll be able to have them on the show later. But without further ado, we are even more excited maybe to bring on this power couple. They are so fun, so exciting to watch. There's definitely some elements, like it was funny when people were seeing some teasers of us coming on the show early on. People were kind of speculating if maybe this couple was coming back and maybe this was a returner season, and just maybe there had been some aging that had occurred between the time that they
a lot of aging.
Fair enough. A lot of aging.
I thought people were just comparing us to them, and I was like, I'm honored.
It's fair.
You thought we looked like them? I don't think so. They're way
there
better.
Was some speculation. They do. So here's a clip. I'm going to play this clip for you, and then we'll bring them on and talk about it. But
like, I don't care what bridges I have to burn, but I'm winning at all costs. I'm sorry, kiddos. Like, this is who your mom is.
This is who your mom is.
This is my lovely wife, Ashley. She is my dream girl from age 15 and on.
I think we've known each other longer than we've, been apart?
Since 15. No lie, though, I'm not trying to get bonus points. She looks better now than she did in high school. I swear, I promise that.
Totally
what I love most about Todd
kidding?
Is he has this incredible way of just making me laugh in any situation.
She's got my back through the thick and thin, and I trust her with everything.
First place.
So I think we're the ones to watch because we can resonate with a lot of people out there. I am proud to be the comeback couple. You hear a lot of stories of people having marital problems and troubles in their marriage. I want to really emphasize we stuck with it. We got through it, and we came out on the other side. Our communication and our teamwork, I think, will take it over the top.
Oh, that's awesome.
Chills.
Oh, that's so
awesome. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man, that was awesome.
Does that bring back memories? The park of all the pre-stuff?
Oh, Melvin Park, right?
Oh, yeah. And we were so full of hope.
So, yeah, just dreams of first place, just every moment.
Yeah, like we're totally going to win every single leg. Yeah.
And then all those, like, awkward, like, okay, try that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, do you have anything else? And I'm like, to this side?
Yeah.
This side? I don't know what else to do.
We're like taking prom pictures.
Guys. That was a great introduction. It's better than they gave us on the show, so thank you.
Well, we used the show's introduction, so
yeah,
we
but
just
you know that
built it out a little better.
Yeah,
extra commentary.
Yours was better. No.
We'll take it.
I love to talk, as you will probably learn quickly. And I feel like throughout the episodes that have already aired, you hear quite a bit of me showing up in voiceovers because, again, I love talking. And so they're like, this is good stuff. Let's put that in the episode. So,
I seriously squeezed his knee when I was like, I'm done. You are not allowed to talk anymore because I'm not going to say shut up on camera. So I'm just like squeezing his leg, smiling, and he knows that means shut up.
Wow, Lori, that sounds like us.
Yeah, wait a few more episodes. Like for me, I said the same thing. I'm like, we're not going to argue. Todd, we're going to be like on point, and then I would say like, I don't know, leg 6. I was like, Todd, enough. Like him and I both just like, we forgot the camera. Well, Todd did a really good job. I forgot the cameras were there. I had gloves out ready to go. So
this is who Mama is now, right? Like, just accept it. Like, this is who Mom is.
My kids saw that. They were like, yeah, you've always been like that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm going to tell a story. Lori's going to be terrified that I'm sharing this story. No. But legit, my two oldest boys, they're asked to be water boys at a homecoming football game. And this is such a bad story. And so they're in the locker room because our team's down at halftime. We're losing by like 2 touchdowns or something. And the coach is going off on them. All of a sudden, coach looks up and sees my 2 boys standing there in the locker room. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you had to hear that." And without missing a beat, my number 2 son goes, "Oh, that's okay. It's not something we haven't already heard from Mom."
Son.
That's just real. That's just how it is. I mean, when you're a boy mom, things are sometimes just going to come across a little bit more direct because boys are stupid.
You have to be.
And Lori, you're just preparing them for life. Like,
that's right. Well, and when I told my mom, I'm like, okay, we auditioned for The Amazing Race and we got a call back. My mom was like, "Oh no," and I go, "What do you mean no?" You're gonna swear.
You're gonna swear on national TV.
Oh, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. And I'm like, "Thanks a lot, Mom," because really all I say is the SH word. I'm like, "Come on, really?"
It's not that bad.
I'm like, "Thanks a lot, Mom."
Well, it's good. The camera guys are good. They're like, language. They always, remind you. So that's good.
Yeah, there was.
I don't think we've gotten a warning yet.
I never heard that. I never heard anyone drop an F-bomb. I don't remember anyone swearing.
Well, you should have raced our season because we had. I remember, and I'll keep that team name hidden, but. What? I do remember running with the team, and all we heard was language. And I was just
like, we can't use any of this.
No, I know. Well, and that's why, like, in our season, we had so many friends like make fun of us, like when our episodes aired, because we would always say things like, "Geez, Louise," "Heavens to Betsy."
Oh my heck.
Yeah. Like, so those were like our filler words, and they were like, "How old are you guys? You guys are like geezers. Stop like saying those words."
Oh my gosh, that's so us. Oh, guys. So let me share just, with everybody. If people don't want to follow along with you, we're going to have these links in our description. So you can scroll down into the comments and you'll be able to see them. But if you want to follow along, Todd and Ashley, if you aren't already, you should be. These guys are so fun, so amazing, super entertaining to watch. But we got the Todd and Ashley channel. So that's got both of them together. You've got the Todd Martin 33 and you got the Miss Ashley Martin channel. So follow along with them on Instagram. Super fun, definitely. But then also, I just want to give a shout out to your boy Wyatt. I mean, this guy's a fighter. So we're also going to have a link for this in our description for those that want to contribute to their GoFundMe page. But tell us a little bit about what happened and what's the update. What's going on?
Of mercy. Well, I'll let Todd talk.
Okay.
All right. So to give a little background about Wyatt, he's like our athlete of the family. He's always on a skateboard, bike, football, basketball, baseball, all that, and just
president. Like, he's so involved in all things. He's type A personality in a family of all type C's. So he he keeps us on, in line, on track. Go ahead. Sorry.
And he's running up and down our stairs. Our stairs have like carpeted stairs with hardwood floors at the bottom. And just unfortunately, he caught his toe running down the stairs and he whacked his head on the ground, and he had a massive brain bleed and his emergency surgery. And it was one of those situations where the doctor comes out and he says, "Hey, good news is the surgery went well. Bad news is we don't know if he's going to live through the night." So it was one of those things. And he's in a coma for about 5 days, and he pulled out of it, and he's doing excellent. He's doing great. A little bit of brain damage, but nothing that we can't, get around, or he could, get back on his feet to full health. And so it was a God thing, God brought him through it, and all praise to God for doing that. And it's definitely a test of our faith and our trust in him. So
and so many people reach out. I mean, even fans from the Amazing Race fans and community, they were reaching out and just donating or saying that they're going to pray for him. And so we were just so completely blessed by, just everyone who supported us. And even if it was something small, just like, "Hey, I told my mom to pray for you." And,
that's so cool.
He watched your season, and, so just, it really meant a lot to us. And, but he's really doing tremendous. So
he's not out of the woods yet, but we're trending upward, which is great.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I think what I loved, I saw it actually first on Mama Alex. That's what I call her, our casting producer, Alex Steiner.
Yep.
On her page, she shared it. And I was like, oh, they're the Tar family. Like, we haven't been announced, or maybe we just barely had been announced as cast members of season 37. But I'm like, we're sharing this to our pages. And so, just again, we wanted people to know, because you never know where those pairs are going to come from or where that extra support might come from financially. And so it's so awesome.
Is he at home or is he still in the hospital?
He's at home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, and it's he's at home. He's back to school even, but now it's like the next 6 months is we got to really be careful with his brain as it heals. But I mean, he's back to full strength almost. So we're super glad. And it really is all the prayers that really got him through this. I really think that like everyone that petitioned the Lord, he heard us. And we got people praying. I mean, you guys said it where you're from. We got, Florida, Idaho, everyone from around the country is praying for this kid.
That's awesome. Powerful.
Yeah. The Bible says, the Bible has a verse where a prayer of a righteous man avails much, right? And so I'm like, oh crap, that's not me. So like,
I got to get some other people praying.
There's got to be someone out there.
There's got to be one out there somewhere.
Yeah. And so that's what really helped him pull through. So
cool. Awesome. Well, I want to bring on this next guy. So our next guest for today, filling our fan slot, is somebody that if you're on the Discord community, if you're in the TARHub, you know him, you love him. He's such a fun guy to talk with. He's got so much excitement about the amazing race that he loves to share with other people. But yeah, let's bring in Jaden.
Yes.
Goes by Kiwi. And you're actually part of the TARHub like administrative team. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm thank you for having me. I feel like I've made it, first of all. Finally, I will be proud. I'm part of TARHub. I'm one of the group that sort of started it up. We're actually from all over the globe. There's 7 of us, obviously some from the US, Canada, the Philippines. Dom lives in France, but he's from the UK. I'm a New Zealander, but I spent some time living in the UK as well. And we just love the show. We've watched it for a long time. I've watched it since I was, 10 maybe.
Little.
Since I was little. And now I pretend to be an adult. And I just we just sort of wanted to try something different. We were on another place called Reality Fan Forum for a long time, but it felt like we'd heard a lot about Discord as a place that you could sort of have more, creates more of a connected community. It's more present. You can message, and it just felt like time to start something new. So we've been going for, I think, just over a year. A year and a half. Yep. I think we sort of started towards the end of 35, Todd Ashlie's season. We sort of started experimenting with it. I still don't know how Discord works. I'm the least tech savvy of the 7 of us, so don't ask me any of those questions. But
so how did you find U7? Like, how did that group start to form anyways?
We were all on Reality Fan Forum. We were all sort of part of but
not loving the environment that had kind of become, is what I understand.
I would say that. I felt like the actual forum model was a little bit outdated. You can't really connect with people and as much, I don't feel, and alumni weren't really joining as well, and so we wanted to try something different and set up a space that was run a little bit differently, a little bit more connected, and it seems to be working. So we're really happy, and we've got a lot of amazing alumni, like all of you.
We're all on there.
Yeah,
and so I think that's what got exciting for me is as we started going through the application process, I started paying attention to Instagram profiles for a lot of production, just trying to get familiar with faces because I knew we were going to be interviewing with them and I wanted to try to connect with people. And I started noticing that several of them followed your Instagram. And I clicked on your Instagram account and literally there's one post on that Instagram and that's it. I'm like, this is a weird account to be following if they don't post regularly at all. But then I saw the Discord link, and me having background in gaming and doing online stuff, I was like, oh, I recognize Discord. This is a community thing. Like, let me go check them out. And then I joined, and it was literally right at the beginning of season 36. And I watched these fanatics, because that's what fans are, right? Fans is short for fanatics on the various ends of the spectrum. And just watching them just eat up this thing called The Amazing Race, and just the sleuthing and the details, like zooming in on the clock tower in the background to see what time finalists were getting to the pit stop, or, you know, looking at somebody's watch in a screenshot to see what the time was. You know, I was just like, these guys are like on a whole nother level of fandom. And I thought I was a super fan, you know?
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Well, and I loved it knowing we were going to be who knows where, and I'm leaving my 8 kids behind. And I love that you have some spoilers. So they knew that we went to Hong Kong. They knew we went to Japan. Like, they knew some of the
because there
stuff
had
that we
been
were
sightings.
doing.
Right.
Because there had been but like maybe it wasn't a picture of me, but they knew where we were. And so I love that, because it kind of had a connection that my kids, even though we don't have a communication, they still knew where we were. I love that. I totally love that.
Yeah.
And now Phil's now doing that for you. I mean, he's posting, he's in the Netherlands, and I'm like,
he's spoiling himself, right?
All that.
No.
that was wild.
For those who aren't watching, Phil just posted from Amsterdam the start of season 38. They're filming right now. They've got an entire Big Brother cast. In fact, you've seen a huge uptick in your community membership, right? Haven't you, Kiwi?
Yeah. We've
like almost doubled.
Almost doubled in size. We had about 750, nearly 800 members, and then within the last fortnight, I think we've gone almost to double it. So
that's awesome.
It's been quite full on, I have to admit. You know, a lot of Big Brother fans joining, and many of them have been fantastic. It's just been good to have another, and it's also good because a lot of these Big Brother people haven't even watched a lot of the race. Some of them have, but you've got a lot of people just watching and saying, I can't wait to watch the show. So it's bringing a different community in as well. And yeah, I mean, the more the merrier, you know.
Yeah. Now, for those that are worried about joining, sorry, go ahead, Ashley.
Can you imagine going on the race and just never watching it, like with like no reference? Like it would be absolutely insane. Like, yeah, sure, I'll go on this show.
Isn't that what Joel and Garrett did?
No, not Joel and Garrett. It was Greg and John. Like, they weren't as big of fans.
Oh, I thought Joel and Garrett said last night they'd never seen the show and they just went on it.
No, they were talking about John and Greg.
Yeah, you gotta love those guys that like never been on the show and just
go win.
Good for them.
They didn't do very well at all.
Yeah, no, they struggled. They had a hard time.
And then Jaden, just big ups to you for using the word Fortnite in common
in the vernacular
conversation. Yeah, I know. I've never heard that before. I'm like, ooh, Fortnite. That's cool.
Yeah, this was something that actually came up on TARHub itself. Someone was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, Fortnite. So 2 weeks in the last 2 weeks.
I love that.
It's not just a video gaming platform. Fortnite also means 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And for those who don't recognize your accent, where are you from?
I'm from New Zealand. I was born in the Bay of Plenty, which the race actually went to. I won't show how much of a fanatic I am by saying the exact season and episode. It was 13.
He knows.
It was season 13, episode 4. And it was, and it was just down the road actually from where I grew up. So it was really cool. I think that was the episode when Phil's dad was the pit stop greeter.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
He doesn't live far from my family, so it's quite funny actually. It's a small country. We've got more sheep than people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. I now live in Auckland though. I'm with the big city folk.
So you're from the land. You're the land of Flight of the Conchords, Phil, and then now Jaden. Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's
go.
You're in good company. Yeah.
Well, and what I loved was we had a little bit of a hiccup. Lori can tell the story about how your name gets pronounced. Honey, can you tell him?
I don't know what you mean. I don't know.
Okay. So when we were coming to the pit stop mat a couple of times, couple legs in a row, Lori started noticing that Phil was saying her name as Laurie, like kind of rhymes with sorry. And so Lori was like, that's not how you say my name. It's Lori, like story, and it's your name. So it's kind of personal to you or whatever. So she went up to one of the.
Yeah, I told one of the producers, I'm like, can someone tell Phil it's not from me, but can someone tell Phil he's pronouncing my name wrong? So don't ever do that again. On leg 3, just right now, thankfully, was not shown. I get to the mat, and Phil's like, team number 1, and we're so excited. And he's like, so I hear him saying your name wrong.
Mortified.
I'm like, what do you mean? I like trying to backpedal.
So good, they told you.
Yeah. I'm like, thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks, Laurel and Jen, for having my back on that. But he was like, well, I have an accent. I'm from New Zealand.
From New Zealand.
I know that, but my name is Lori, not Larry. And I'm like, mortified. So then he's like, you're team number 1, Larry. And I'm like, whatever.
Well, he at least he got it in the right ballpark. He was calling me Will the whole
Will,
time.
nice.
Because he said I look like Will Ferrell.
So, okay.
Oh my
I can actually see it a little bit.
Yeah. He called me Will all the time. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. It was funny the first time, Phil.
You're like, we can let that go.
Yeah.
Quick question for Jaden. On your Discord, are you more of the sleuthing person? Are you more what is more of your role?
Your style.
Yeah.
I like both, to be honest.
You missed a huge.
She's calling you out.
Ooh.
I have had a picture this entire time.
3 episodes a week for the last 3 weeks in the background.
Was that in the background of the?
So that's been in our background this whole time.
In my background, every time we're on this podcast, and we've only been on a few weeks, but we do 3 episodes a week. And I'm like, Phil has been sitting back there and none of you guys noticed, but my children also didn't notice that I was doing this. So, who knows?
So we actually finished this leg so far ahead with Jack and Carson compared to everyone else that we're staying around up top taking pictures. And so we got Francesca, one of the story producers, to take our photo. And all of a sudden she starts freaking out, like big eyes, taking more pictures. We're like, what's going on? And it was because Phil was photobombing us from the back.
Love it. Photo.
Epic.
Good one to have.
Yeah.
Almost cooler than our leg win is getting that photo.
I wouldn't know how that feels. So.
Yeah. Let's talk. We don't know what a first place win feels like. So rub it in, folks.
We won't rub it in too much.
Rub it in, man. Enjoy it, dude.
It was pretty awesome because we felt like we're the middle of the road. We're just like a little bit older, not as fast as these teams, not as strong as these teams. Totally smarter than these teams, but not all challenges, are like for that reason. But we knew that they could outrun us anytime, any destination. So we just were like shocked to get second last week. We were just like, holy smokes! Like
that was
just the middle of the road. We were ecstatic, and then for them to say first place, even my kids were like, "What, you guys?"
And that was, the first place win was great, but like that second place win, that I think
the comeback.
That put you guys on the map. That was such a great comeback. It was amazing.
You also, Lori, like kudos to you because you, I felt like made a really good decision with the Express Pass. Mind you, Express Pass conversation is very triggering for us. Clearly, is our debacle. But Lori, you made a really good decision, and I think that's what clearly got you guys the first place. I feel like we probably would still be there trying to get that Express Pass, but you just made that quick decision. You were like, nope, we're not going to do it. Let's just get on out of here.
I saw those 2 teams battling, but Ashlie, I'll talk to you next week because there's a lot more. Later. I'll call you later, sister. We will have a good combo.
We'll share the tea.
Oh my Lord.
All right. Well, let's watch this next clip. I'm going to pull up here. This is Phil introducing us to like how we're going from Osaka to Kyoto. So, and your mics are rest fast.
Oh man.
So I have to say, the night before when we were in the hotel room, we were watching a bunch of sumo wrestling because it was on TV and we just sumo wrestled that 600-pound guy in leg 2.
Yep.
And so we're like channeling all that exciting energy of that comeback. But then not an hour later, Bullet Train the movie comes on TV and we're watching it in Japan. And I remember turning to Lori and I was like, wouldn't it be so cool if we got to ride a bullet train like while we're here in Japan?
No way.
And then literally the next day, we're on a bullet train.
So cool. So
Awesome.
freaking cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Was it
Lori
really,
was looking around.
Was it really like super? I don't know. Have we been on a bullet train, Todd?
We've been on the one in France.
Yeah,
but not on the show.
It looked like it was flying. Literally, it was going so
fast. It goes so fast and it's so smooth. Like you don't even feel like you're moving that fast till you look out the window, and it's like you're like, holy smokes! Yeah, it's wild. That
was really cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like we had a little bit of a flub, and we talked about it a little bit in our individual recap where Laura and I are kind of dissecting our own leg, but we ended up. Like we left 20 minutes behind. In fact, let me pull that up real quick and show everyone kind of when everyone was leaving. So here's the leg map. For those who don't follow along the Google map, I detail all the different spots where we go. So you can literally see it mapped out. We had Caesar, Ricky and Cesar on our show earlier last week. And they actually were in Kyoto and they reached out and they said, if you can share, would you mind giving us the Kyoto map? We're in Kyoto. We'd love to go to all the places. So I sent them the map a little bit earlier. Yeah. But it's so fun just to be able to kind of go through the whole thing. But I went ahead and I listed out all the pit start departures because I feel like if Amazing Race is going to give us the details of times or something, it's important. They're trying to create some context there of kind of where different people are at, right?
Yep.
So it's funny because at the end of leg 2, they make it look like it's a foot race between Jonathan and Anna and us. Clearly, you can tell from these departure times, 22 minutes time difference between them. Like,
the core of editing is really fantastic.
I know. Yeah.
Like all of our boys last week watching with us, they're like, "Why did you guys run faster?" We're like, "Because it's like we're there by ourselves. They weren't even in sight."
Yeah. Jonathan and Anna were like almost done eating their meal by the time we got back there to the staging area. Yeah, I was like, that's. Or even in last night's episode, Carson and Jack and us. I'm like, no, we never saw them. We were way ahead of them, and there was a flub. We came up the back way, and so they had us redo it, and so that's why all of a sudden Jack and Carson were there. But we were there 15 minutes before them, or 10 minutes before them.
Yeah.
So it's that's always interesting. The editing.
Well, and I love it. I love that they're trying to drag out the tension for the audience and try to create the foot race kind of appearance, because there are times when it is a legit foot race. Like there are teams running to the mat, but in this situation, I always like kind of seeing where this was. But then what baffled me, what I didn't realize was how far Han and Holden were back. Like literally 2 hours behind Jonathan and Anna at 10 and 34 is kind of when they left. And so understanding that and looking at where Pops and Jeff left too, just I'm eyeballing this for you, right? You've got Jonathan and Anna, Scott and Lori, and then Alyssa and Josiah, Carson and Jack, Melinda, Erica, Courtney and Jasmine. Then Jeff and Pops are leaving in 7th, right? But when you look at the trains, you can see some shuffling here, which I thought was really cool. So Lori and I literally get on that train with like 1 minute to spare, like barely made it.
Nice.
And luckily, because then we were able to be on the same train with Jonathan and Anna. And then next was Alyssa and Josiah with Carson and Jack. But then out of nowhere, Jeff and Pops leapfrog the other 2 teams and get on train 3 by themselves, which I thought was super cool for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened.
That was his smooth move.
Exactly.
Remember where he jumped the line?
Yeah.
That's where, I mean, because they barely made that with jumping the line. So that was a great gameplay on that one.
So, and I thought it was interesting how he jumped the line, because we had to buy tickets twice that didn't show it. And the second time we just go to the very front. We're like, we're in a race. Can we cut in front of everybody? Sorry. We just like,
we just cut. We didn't ask.
They're like, you know what? Can you switch us? I was like, that is the kind and decent way of doing it. I never thought of that way. I was like, get me to the front. I don't care where you're at.
And one thing they don't tell you on the show is like you're really buying 4 tickets, not 2.
Right.
You know? So with the cameraman and the sound guy.
Yep.
So
So we bought 8. We bought 8.
We bought 8 tickets.
Dang.
Dude,
because with this specific Shankaisen train, or however you say it, the bullet train, you had to have 2 different tickets. And I thought you only needed the 1 ticket. So then when we went back to buy the correct ticket, you had to buy them together though. So I buy the 2 tickets together for 4 of us. And then as we're going through trying to get to the train, the guy's like, "Oh, you have too many tickets. Let me get you a refund." And we're like, No.
No.
I gotta catch this train. I don't care. No refund.
Let Phil pay it.
That's right.
Let Phil pay it. Yeah.
So
We're spending
that's
out of
it.
our leg money though.
Yeah. So that's a question for Todd and
What?
Ashley. If you're at a train station or anything like that, we have to buy tickets. Do you go to a random kiosk and try to figure it out? Or do you go to a person that's
counter.
like a counter that you can speak to someone that does not speak English or maybe not speak any English? Like the lines are the same. So it doesn't have anything to do with the line. Which way are you guys going?
I'm going with the people. I'm going with the person. I'll deal with the person every time. There was times in our race where we had to go to just automated, and that was so difficult for me. So.
Yeah.
And Todd has like a really amazing way of just like they could literally be speaking different languages and they are somehow communicating, and like he just has this really good like innate quality about him that people are just like, it's just weird, and I'm sitting there in the background like, what's happening? No, but yeah, I agree. I think it's easier to get things done if there's like human interaction, even if it may be difficult, but
just a big smile. I'm sorry. Hey, how get a ticket, please?
Yeah.
Go Kyoto, please.
Yeah.
I
feel like that was a mistake that Scott and I did. We went to the kiosk twice and then we had to buy
I bought the wrong
ticket.
tickets. Yeah.
But I feel like if I can remember right, when we did look at them, I felt like the line was longer to see the lady versus the kiosk. And I thought we could probably figure it out. But we could have missed that train. It was less than a minute because I had to stop right at the doors of the bullet train to make sure that the camera guy and the audio guy were right there because I was about to get on the train. I knew it was going to shut.
Shoot.
They literally got on and then the doors like shut immediately. So if
So
we
close.
would have, I'm like, if we would have done something different, like we would have missed that train for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I feel like Courtney and Jasmine were asking for extra help in the train station, and they were waiting in that queue for the people. And I feel like Melinda and Erica were in that same queue for a person. So I wonder if by the time they got to the train station, if the queue for the counter with the people had gotten longer than
it'll
the queue
fluctuate
for
for
the
sure.
machine, maybe at that point, because it seemed like Jeff and Pops were using the same machines we use when they were buying their tickets. But
yeah, but this is one of those times where we called it equalizers. It's like an equalizer moment where, you got these certain times to hit, and if you don't hit that one, then you're stuck back with everyone else. And you guys were so close to first. Then if you would have missed that first train, you would have been stuck back with Alyssa and Josiah and all them. So I mean, great game move that you guys got onto that first train, because that's huge.
well, and again, looking at these times, I mean, the second train's 15 minutes behind the first. So, I mean, they're going pretty regularly. Like, we're not waiting hours to get another train. Like, they're pretty frequent. From there, it's another 18 minutes till the next one. But then this next gap between 3 and 4 is 24 minutes. But then fortunately, Brett and Mark, Nick and Mike, Bernie and Kerrigan, they get on one that's just 9 minutes later,
No rhyme or reason to this.
Yeah. So it's just like, that's awesome. Fortunately, they're not as far behind the others as they can. So you can see how some can start making some way back versus others. But this is just one of those, whenever I see times on The Amazing Race, I'm always making notes about the extra like little details.
And then knowing the last place team for this leg, it's interesting to see where Courtney and Jasmine, what train they got on, So it's never over till it's over, Yeah.
I mean, they were 6th to leave out of 11. And on the 4th train out of 6, so they weren't in the back of the pack like Laura and I were with Bernie and Kerrigan. It's so funny how people thought an hour and a half behind, 2 hours behind flight wise, like they just counted us out, And I think this is another one of those situations like Han and Holden were literally 2 hours behind the front, and they made it some.
Are so freaking hilarious to watch. Like, this is what I love about the race, right? Is clearly I've been watching it forever. And I always like, when I watched it, I always can kind of see like me in like every team, right? And so like, if it's a brother-sister team, I'm always like, oh my gosh, I picture me running with my brother and we would just be like strangling each other. There's no way. Or like running with a best friend or running with my husband. Like, so this is what I love about the race, is because I can kind of identify with each team. Like, even Kerrigan, last episode, like she had a moment where she was in the airport and she was just like, and I could swear I had literally verbatim the same conversation with Todd. Like, I was like, I'm not as fast as you. You're stronger than me. Like, I'm so slow. Like, and I was like,
I was like, I'm better than everybody.
Yeah.
It's funny because when your partner says that, you go,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, no, you're not. You know?
It is what it is.
Yeah. I remember me, like, I think it was the leg we were eliminated. And I was just like, Todd, or he said, I'm like, I'm trying my best. Like, I can't run as fast as you. And then, like, we were at this point, like,
well, she got mad because we missed a metro train, a lot like this, right? And it's gonna be 15 minutes, and so she's mad at me. I'm like, well, run faster then.
yeah, she's like, we would have caught it if you could run faster. And I was like, how dare you?
Were you 1 packs or 2 packs? Remind me.
We were 2 packs, but it ended up me carrying both packs.
Yeah.
So
wow, where have I seen that before?
Nicely done, gentlemen. Nicely
one
done.
one on the back and then one on the front, and just run like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have it on the sides.
That one, there was one task where we had to do these like spiral stairs. And I was like just blazing up these stairs. And I'm like, hurry up, Todd. He has both packs on. And I was like, oh, my bad. I totally forgot. You have never mind. You just keep coming, babe.
So, you're encouraging. That's what you're doing. You're encouraging
but
him.
I will say big ups to you, Scott and Lori. There's a danger in running with the pack, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you guys seem to kind of just do your own thing, which is nice. Because there's also like this, and you guys could speak on this too. There's like almost like a desire to stay with the pack, but I think there's danger in racing with the pack.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I mean, we see Courtney and Jasmine with everyone packed up, and you think you're good, but you're not always good if you run with the pack. You got to be able to go it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we thought we had great relationships with so many teams. And then after it aired, because we're still on the same text thread and we message almost every day. We're like, everyone's still buddy, and it's awesome. But I'm noticing other teams seem way more closer. And I'm like, how are they closer? I'm not like mad or jealous or anything.
Jealous, right.
I'm like, how did this happen? And now as I'm watching the episode, I'm like, oh, they were by each other. They helped like Pops and Jeff or whatever. Like they helped each other.
Erica, Melinda, Pops and Jeff with their whole alliance.
Yeah, Nick and Mike and Alyssa and
Josiah.
They did the drum. I'm like, oh, this is why they're maybe a little bit closer in different ways. So pros and cons. It's like you want to have somebody like that you can trust and kind of have an ally just in case. But then also, yeah, you could just be like, we could just keep folding it slowly, and all of a sudden everyone's gone, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta go. Like it's just.
Or the thing that happened to us is like we help them along, and then like when it's time for them to help us along, all of a sudden they can't hear, and you're just like, what's going on there, guys? So it's definitely like the alliances are good until they're not. So
yeah,
exactly.
Oh, is that the epic conversation that happened at the plane? Is that what you're talking about?
There was a few.
There was a few. Like we're all kind of working together,
Yeah.
And
well, apparently there was, when I was doing the glider, there was a conversation with everyone that wasn't participating. It was like, okay, guys, like moving forward, we're no longer helping each other. Like we're done helping.
And then you helped Rob on the bridge. I'm like, what are you helping him for? and then off scenes, you're like, hey, Ashley helped you, and then they're like, no, I got it on my own, and you're like,
it's hard because yes, you're in game mode and you're thinking, I don't want to help anyone because I want to win. But then your human nature, you're like, oh yes, here, because we're normally naturally Christ-like kind people. Yes. So yeah, everyone's like, oh, the box is right there. Oh yeah, that looks good. Just fold it this way, or the mawashi, just turn it this way. Like we want to help because that's just genuinely who we are. And then it's like, okay, we need to stop doing that.
You got to turn that off.
Like we got to, we have to turn it, and it's hard.
Like we're in a race for $1 million. Like.
Yeah,
I can't drag you all along. I've got 2 packs on my back already. I can't carry you too.
Right. And I don't know how open you guys were. You probably were with everybody, but like we'd be open and honest. He's like, hey guys, I'm going to help you until it's like me against you. And then it's like, you're on your own. And everyone kind of understood. I think we all kind of understood. So
I got a question for you, Jaden. As a fan, you're watching this season playing out, season 37. You see flights are back. Now all of a sudden you're seeing ferries and now trains. I mean, this is almost like planes, trains, and automobiles going on, right? Like, what are your thoughts as a super fan about how this season's rolling out?
Well, of course, the season, Todd and Ashley's season, was actually filmed as 36.
36,
right. And then, of course, they aired that immediately and swapped them around.
It was so good. Why would we wait on that?
I know.
I feel like, that with Todd and Ashley's season, all of that was there. And then this has added another layer with the return of things like the intersection, other things which I won't, well they are in the preview. Not things, but other things that we've seen in other seasons, that are coming back. New twists, obviously the fork in the road. So I feel like producers have added all these other things, which is just really, it's really great. It's just been really awesome. So what was the question?
No, just how are you receiving the season so far? As things are rolling out, you're seeing different modes of transportation with like ferries, and I mean, definitely there's travel drama that's back, right? That's what I'm hearing from a lot of the fans online.
Totally. I mean, listen, the whole point of why I love the show is not just the fact that we're seeing all these incredible places, these different cultures, and wanting to go there ourselves, but it's also you're watching two different people trying to deal with an incredibly stressful situation, and at times bringing out sides of themselves that we all have, but we try our very best to not bring out, and that's what's so great about it. So it's nice to see some friction. It's nice to see that legs are a little bit longer. And I always say on TARHub, like the fact that 33, 34, and 36, as it turned out being, the fact they were done during COVID when we were all
is miraculous.
That was incredible. I mean, the fact that producers did that, all kudos to them. And they're still amazing seasons, no doubt. So many great cast members as part of the family. But 35, it was a real yay to see a normal route and seeing stuff back. And then with this, it's just that added layer as well of these new surprises as well. And also, I'll just throw this in, that strangely enough, my partner Rose and I, we were in Osaka and Kyoto about a month before you came. And so I said to her at the time, we were walking through Kyoto, right by that big pagoda where you picked up the Detour clue.
Oh, okay.
And I said to her, why have they not been here yet? Why have they not been here yet? Well,
look at you.
Put it out there.
I put it out there into the universe.
Well,
that's
Jaden,
what I love.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Jaden,
Todd.
you hit the nail on the head, man. The relationship aspect of it. I tell everyone the race for married couples is a completely different race than friends or brothers and sisters or mom and dad, because it could ruin your life.
Ruin your marriage.
Well, your brother, you can be like, shut up, you idiot. Like, come on. Like, I'm not saying that to Scott.
Yeah, if you say that, you're going to be dealing with that for the next 6 months,
Rory's not going to forget that.
No. So Jaden, would you ever apply to be on The Amazing Race, or have you?
They don't allow me because I'm not American.
He doesn't have that U.S. passport.
But there was a season of I think it was the Australian version of the franchise. They did one where they actually invited, they did it sort of Australia versus New Zealand. We've always got this friendly rivalry between the two countries.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad and I did apply, but very cheekily, because the age limit was, I think you had to be over 21, and I think at the time I was 19. So needless to say, they didn't call us back, and fair enough. The rules are rules for a reason. Like, we tried anyway, because of course in my deluded mind I thought, well, of course they'll pick me, even though the rules state that you've got to be 21 plus. But no,
you might be that good that they would bend the rules. Like, there's a possibility.
It wasn't, but
no. You were going to say something, Ashlie.
No, I just kind of going back to what Jaden and Todd were saying is like, when we watch all these other shows like Survivor and Big Brother, like those are hard shows. Like, they're hard, but like you're competing as an individual, right? So you really have to worry about yourself and yourself alone. What I think, why I've just always been a fan of The Amazing Race, and this is just piggybacking off of Jaden's comment, is the fact that like, you have to actually consider your partner, and you have to either bring out the best or in some cases bring out the worst, and I really do think that The Amazing Race is one of the hardest shows out there because of that fact. And that's why it's just so fantastic. And that's why I've watched almost every single season. So I just love it. I love the drama. Like when Holden and and Han were arguing, I was here for it. I was just like, keep it coming. Like, I just love the angst that, you know, because I get anxiety. Like, even when you were just showing me the times, like the leaving, like when everyone, I was like sweating because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I just like flashbacks of like, oh God, I like leaving closer to the end of the pack. Like, there's just so much fun that is involved, but like just that, the angst that I can see in the casts, like the face in their faces, like, you know, it's just, I love it. I really do. So
well, and it was interesting to watch when Han and Holden were kind of bickering and they were so loud. The other teams were like, focus. Like I'm like,
I mean, literally Bernie and Kerrigan that just had a meltdown last episode are now like, we're not the dramatic ones now.
But that might be a gameplay. Like, let's be loud and pretending we're having a fight. Throw everyone on. I mean, I don't know. Like, they can just be like, how dare you? Like, super loud. And everyone's just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And just kind of, because they were like, focus, come on, we got this, focus. Yeah. Put them out of your mind. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a gameplay right there. They weren't doing that. They were legit fighting. But I'm like, maybe
I'm 90%, but 90% is not 100%. I love that from Holden. It's true. True statement.
I'm very interested because especially I pay attention to a lot of the married couples. So I'm like close eye with you two, and I'm looking at Jonathan and Anna. And
another Chino couple. What's in the water in Chino that's causing marriages to like fall apart, but the Amazing Race brings it back together?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wild.
I've heard this story before.
Right. And they live like literally like a mile and a half away from us. So like, it's nuts. But anyway, like, I'm interested because Jonathan's kind of intense. So it's going to be I love watching them too. Cause I'm like, because I'm a lot like Jonathan too. So I kind of understand, but I had like a keen awareness of the camera. So I don't know if I ever went on again.
He does not.
Gloves are off if I ever go on again, babe.
So question, and again, not trying to bring up historical PTSD about express passes, but I have to ask, thoughts on this express pass just being a roadblock ×2? You like it or no? I'm going to ask all of you.
I'm going to say I wasn't a fan. I felt like it was, and I thought it was too easy. Usually, historically, express passes require you to really like, is it worth it or not? Like, are we going to go over to take a taxi and go to
somewhere else entirely?
Exactly. Or like, so the risk involved wasn't there. It was just more of like, can we get this task done? So I found it was easy, but
because the best shows are when they go for it and they get there and like 3 other teams are there and they're like, oh crap. That's the great part about it. That's the risk.
Yeah. Well, and because with the express pass, even if you get it, you still have to complete the remaining of that.
You still have to go do the roadblock or whatever.
So like having that element of, risk versus reward here is really the I don't know what makes the express pass so exciting to see. So I thought it was but
there's so much crap going on with your season though. It's like you got
gosh,
you got fork in the road, you got intersection.
It's exhausting. Every episode
you get a twist and you get a twist and you
give us all heart attacks.
I can't imagine you guys because the race in itself, I mean, is stressful enough, right? Just like with no twists and turns. Like to watch it, you kind of have an idea of what to expect. And then the season of twists, it's just like, good grief. Like, can we just breathe and like,
can we just have a regular race?
He's
like, when are the easy legs that I can do the easy roadblocks?
When's the easy leg? That'd be fantastic. Nope, no easy legs.
That was season 36.
Oh, no shade.
Shots fired.
All right, I'm going to play this clip. I had a lot of people on our Q&A earlier who were asking about the whole Josiah and Alyssa roadblock decision. And because if Alyssa is a soccer player collegiately, like she says she is, why wouldn't she be the one to do it? And so I did catch this in this clip, so I just want to play this for us so we could talk about it.
Well done. Great at that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's what some people don't realize about the Amazing Race is you literally have to decide who's doing the roadblock before you can rip it open and truly know what the roadblock is. They're trying to hint at it with their wordplay, but in Josiah's situation, he thought kicks meant ninja kicks.
Right.
And he was like, I want to be the ninja.
And you have to, with the race, you also have to always use like context clues, right? So you're like,
Right.
okay, and martial arts is very, you know, so it's like, I can totally see how he made that connection. And, you know, I mean, I can only picture his face when he opened the details, like, oh,
he's like, oh,
soccer.
Like, I would have never thought like I would be kicking a soccer ball, and you know, like that's something that they do. So I totally get it. Yeah.
I just love the fact that the whole episode, he just really wanted to be a ninja. I mean, that's
He so wanted to be a ninja. Even if it means doing 19 attempts or 25 attempts or whatever it was, you know.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the detour here in a second. I did actually, so this next clip I grabbed, I felt this was kind of epic just because it's such a good example of how tunnel vision sometimes Jonathan can be and his, you know, focused, his competitiveness. So let's watch this one.
And he's like standing there like a king, and the lady is like dressing him, and he's like, "Where is Scott and Lori?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, John,
we're right here, dude."
And I heard him say that, and I was like, I kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, "You doofaloof! Like, come on."
Well, I feel like any man that wears that like it transports you directly to your childhood and just pretending how to be a ninja. So I think we understand it.
Every guy's face when they got there was like, no.
Yes, they were like,
no. Guy had that the same reaction across, and every girl was like, "Yeah, sure, we could try this."
Yeah. I'm so jealous of you guys. I'm so jealous. You guys got to sumo wrestle and be ninjas.
Amazing.
Yep.
I mean, that's epic. What an epic.
So what would you guys have chosen? If you guys get to that detour and it's fling it or fold it, what are you doing?
Oh, first of all, the fold it one sucks. You think you're gonna wrestle, right? You have to fold it. But I would have done that one just to try to push that guy. Like,
okay, no. So that was Mawashi. That was the leg before.
Oh yeah.
So this one is fling it versus fold it because of the origami is the fold it.
No, not the fold. Yeah, but sumo ninja, 100% all the time.
Yeah.
Same.
I think that initially reading it, we would have done the fling it because, you know, we play darts. Todd and I, like, our whole strategy was always like, go with the physical, but like we're always going to pick the detour that's physical. And if it doesn't work, we'll have to switch. But so I think we initially would have done fling it, scrapped it, because we probably wouldn't have nailed it.
Impossible? Yeah.
It was impossible.
It was impossible. It was a stupid challenge. It was impossible.
Yeah, it looked awful. Like, no.
You had to be perfect, and it had to be in a certain time, which they didn't even air that. It had to be perfectly done in a very short amount of time. 3
for 3 on each of the 3 elements for each partnership. And I believe I have to go back and check my notes, but I think you had to finish in 2 minutes total or 3 minutes total.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're on a clock too. And that's when I finally turned to Laura and I was like, we're not getting this. Like, even I felt pretty confident in it, but I was only getting 2 out of 3. I wasn't getting it perfect. So I'm like, and she wasn't getting it.
Well, we were getting the stars perfect and the blow darts perfect. It was just those stupid stick things we couldn't get. So we're like,
how long?
Nails?
So they were like pencil length. It was like a pencil, but metal, solid metal with a point. And you had to somehow flip it. But the problem is the way they were teaching you to do it, you're automatically causing a tumbling effect to the physics of the center of gravity on that object and not fly straight. And trying to throw it like a dart wasn't working either because it wasn't weighted like a dart. It was pretty uniformly weighted. So it was just a bad. I think the best technique I figured out was I could quick shoot it from my side, and that motion kind of let it fly straight, but Lori couldn't do it. So
it's because you're American from the West, man. You're used
to
like
the Wild Wild
West. Now, how in real time, how long did it take you guys to go? Okay, let's go to the other one. How long did it?
10 minutes, I would say.
Probably 10 minutes total.
It took us longer to put the flipping outfit on. Like, it takes so many layers and ties, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And it's like 90 plus degrees.
And the safety briefing. We had to go through a safety briefing.
Oh,
well, you know, I'm sure you guys had this, like, Ashley and I went into it like we'll never switch. And then we went to the soccer one in Germany, and then we lasted 5-6 minutes, and we're like, nope, we're switching. But the show makes it look like you were there a long time, And it's really just like, nope.
Well, long enough for those other teams to catch up to us, but at least we made the decision to switch. And I think the one dilemma that a lot of people didn't realize was there was only 8 stations at the origami, and there were 11 teams racing. So some of them that chose to stay longer than they probably wanted to, like Nick and Mike and Alyssa and Josiah, was because there was not yet an available station for them to switch to. So they're like, we might as well just stay.
Yeah.
So,
Which would make why the frustration on their face, Nick and Mike, right? They were frustrated, but knowing that, like, we can't go in there yet. Like, we are.
I mean, who's sitting down to meditate in the middle of a racing challenge, right?
No.
Unless there's nowhere else you can go.
Yeah, exactly. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's watch another clip because I want to set this up. We'll get to the mat. And again, we came in kind of a back way. You can watch that whole recap when Laura and I went through it. But this is where Phil tells us about the whole finishing thing and what's coming. So, I mean, first off, we already had the fork in the road at the start line, right? First ever, never happened. And we knew we were expecting a twist, but we thought it was going to be a lot of the bring back the historical stuff that worked.
Right.
We weren't anticipating so much new stuff. And so just the whole idea that this was going to be something new is just like crazy. We're going to watch this.
Well, hang on. When we got to the mat, like we came in backwards, they had to redo it. And we were there for a little bit. And then Jack and Carson, I'm like, why have they not told us we've made it first? I'm thinking Phil's going to be like, keep racing. That's what I thought it was going to be. And I was just like, please don't. I'm like, it's so hot. You guys, we are drenched with sweat. And I was just like, please don't make us keep running. Like, that's all I was like, please. And then so anything he said, I would have been like, I was like, thumbs up. It's not keep racing. Like, I'm like, I get to go back to the hotel room and take a shower. So I was fine with that.
Well, and he's talking about this thing called the driver's seat and planting seeds. Cause again, people are like strategizing, right? Everyone's got wheels turning, trying to figure out what does it mean? What does this all entail? And of course, because of the legal aspects of a game show, they've got to go through and make sure that all the writing's, clearly articulated. We understand all the elements, and also if we have any questions, we get an opportunity to ask. So all that happens kind of in the hotel room after this leg. But going into it, I do want to show the previews for next episode, and then we can talk about some stuff. So first off,
I want to start.
No, First, let me say,
okay, you go.
We never make it in the previews because like Lori and I are never really bickering that much to like be juicy enough to have any kind of a tease. So we weren't expecting to be in this preview, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, we made the preview. Like, that's fun. But what were we gonna say?
So I'm whatever this challenge is, I've already started this challenge, and they're like, oh, you have to put this hat on. I have to put this flipping hat on. I've already started the challenge. Like, I didn't realize there was like a part of a costume.
Oh, you
I
can't
think it might be saying, well, I'm not telling what it is. It's just a hat.
Yeah.
You saw the hat. Yeah. Was I saying I was pissed because I had to put a hat? I don't even remember what I'm talking about.
We don't know the context.
I don't know, but I got on. I'm on.
She was pissed. She was pissed, people.
Whatever happens.
Whatever preempted Lori being pissed, she's pissed. But what I do love is like you hear Bernie say the claws are out. You then hear Jeff talk about the fact that like
juicy,
we're getting
like
revenge, like
juicy.
we're coming.
Yeah, it brings the drama, and that's what's so great. It's just like, hey, we're gonna now. Hey, this is stressful enough. Why not add in more drama for everybody? Why not like make everyone want to like claws out? That's what's so exciting. I cannot wait to see what this all entails. I have my suspicions.
Let's hear it.
Yes, let's hear them.
Well, I kind of feel like when there's a what is it? Not the detour. Help me.
Speed bump.
No, kind of. Yeah, when you put your names up to who you want.
Oh, like U-turn?
U-turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like there's an aspect of like whoever gets there first, it's going to have to, like the penalty is the speed bump, right? So they're going to have to do additional work. And I don't know if it's just like one team gets to be the driver's seat. I'm assuming. But talk about power hungry, man. If I was that, I would be like,
I think
More work. Like, I would just
Yeah.
just relish in it all. You know what I mean?
I think the driver's seat, it kind of looks like the fork in the road, right? So
Yeah.
like, does someone get to choose which one they have to do?
Oh, I've
There
got a
it is.
picture.
Right? Like maybe the person ahead gets, okay, Lori,
You see the
Lori and
squares?
Scott are doing this. Jonathan and Anna are doing that. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. Get to
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
picking
Yeah,
up on that too.
Yeah, see those squares at the top.
So,
Mhm.
'Cause
yeah,
I thought perhaps it might be like one group, whoever gets there first gets to pick which of the team members does the task. But then I looked at those things up the top there, and it looks like something to do with weight.
Yeah.
So it looks like, hey, you have to carry 15 pounds and 20 pounds. You guys got to carry. So if you're evil, or not evil, but like
Evil.
strategic, if you're strategic, you're like, who's the smallest team? Let's make them, carry the most weight and slow them down. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, question:
Yeah.
You're in a position where you're at the driver's seat. Do you jump in the driver's seat and act, or not, and why? Just curious.
100%. I'm
100%.
trying to trip up anyone behind me that I can.
Dude, I would put weight on, or I would try to, I would try to screw up every single team as much as possible so that we could freaking get a first place.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing
You want a first place, right?
and
Down with
everything
Greg
I
and
can-
John.
Dude, at this point, I will be the villain. I'll play the villain.
Don't
for
care.
first place.
So it's season 35. You get to the driver's seat. There's 10 teams. Who are you making do the most work? Who's getting the? I want to know the T. Who's getting the easy route? Who's getting the hard route?
So if order didn't matter, like unless they were like right behind us or whatever, if that didn't matter, I would probably
Greg and Jonathan on ours. Yeah, you're going.
Get
Greg and John for sure would get.
They won like 7 out of the 12 legs.
Definitely Rob and Corey.
Okay.
They're getting like
are getting hard.
Yeah, they're getting
hard.
Okay. Who else? Todd.
Steve and Anna Lee, I'd throw them back. I would hold them back too. I don't care.
Out the window, Anna Lee. You're
Well, but there's got to be some that's not getting as much. So who are they then? Because you've given everybody all the weight.
See, if there's a way to give all the weight to all the teams.
Poundages? Is that what this is on the?
We can't say. I'm just saying if you were giving some people easier, some birds are harder. Like I'm not saying anything.
You give the lighter weight to the teams you think you could beat. So it would be like Lena and Morgan for us. It would be the out of towners for
Andrea.
us.
Yeah, I love.
We love them. But
Team Pink.
And we said that like 5 times during our race.
Out of towners.
I don't know if it's gonna air, but we said it. We gave a little shout out.
You really have to treat this as use this to be very strategic. Like for your game, right? And depends on how you want to play this game. Are you playing a social game that you're going to pair up and hope that, hey, I'm going to work with you, you're going to work with me, and this is kind of our strategy moving forward? Or are you going to say like, hey, it's just me and my partner, screw everyone else? Then so you really just have to. It depends on what strategy you're going to go with.
Yeah. Well, and it's so early in the game too. You don't want to.
Like we're on leg 4.
I know it's so early. You don't. Maybe you do want to burn all the bridges. I don't know. But like Scott and I. And I'm trying
easy.
I'm trying to be vague. I agree with what you guys like. The bigger people, the stronger people, the faster people, the people that we will have a harder time beating. I would feel like would want to be there. But what if those are like our closest friends? Like there's so many. Or what if they're literally right behind me and I'm doing the order? Like they're right there.
Awkward.
Yeah, it's so many different possibilities. It's wild.
It's almost like you don't want to take a shot and miss. Like if you shoot, you want them to be out. Like you don't want them to be like seeing them in the next flight and be like, "Hey, bro, what's going on?"
Now I have to explain myself, right?
Yeah.
Is this seat taken? Can I sit here and chat with you? No.
Well, that's the one thing with 35 was that you had that blind U-turn in Jaipur, and then you saw Annalise sort of investigating and being like, "Did you vote for us? Did you vote for us?" And that's the one thing that I felt. That's the one thing that I felt was missing was that now that you've stirred up a bit of that, where was the second one? And so my one caveat with this, task, as you guys are saying, is this is leg 4. If you show your cards early, what else might show up? That's the one thing I would think about.
Agreed.
But that's why I love your guys' season. It's so good. It's so good. And that's what was missing from our season, right? You had none of that kind of drama going on. And even when there was a U-turn, you didn't know who U-turned you, right? So it's
right.
I think
would you guys do it again if, like, I heard through the grapevine season 40 might be a returners. If they called you, what would you say?
My bags are packed right now.
Like, they're signed up. You're going.
Like I got a sitter on lockdown. I'm like, my bags are ready to go.
I might have to quit my job, but we're going.
Yeah, I've never been more ready.
And that second time around, I'm not being so nice and friendly and like go team go. I'm like, we're going after it.
We've already like did a whole breakdown of if we ever got called back on, it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
We would just.
And what about what you're packing? Is that change at all for you guys?
Are you still doing 2 packs?
I'm just bringing clean chonies. That's it. Just whatever I'm wearing, clean chonies. That's all. I don't need anything else.
That's what someone else said. They're like, oh, I'm gonna have my clean underwear in my pocket. I don't need anything else. For me, I told Scott, I'm like, well, I'll put my clothes in your pack, but in my pack, I'm having 2 pillows and food,
snacks.
Like
that's what she's carrying.
Pillows and snacks, and that's all I need.
So it's gonna look like she's carrying a lot of stuff, but it's literally 2 pillows and just snacks.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
You guys, thank you so much for coming on. I think what I love so much about this panel recap, and we've gone over, and I apologize, I've tried to be respectful of people's time, but I love the TAR community so much because you've got people like former racers in previous seasons. You got people like us, current racers in the current season. You got fans like Jaden, all coming together to talk about this amazing thing called the Amazing Race. We're on season 37, and we're not going anywhere. I mean, they got 2 seasons coming out this next year, more on the horizon. I love that for us. So thanks for taking a break out of your day and joining us. I love you guys so much.
We love it. We love all things Amazing Race, clearly. So we appreciate you guys having us on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
And good luck the rest of the season. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
It's getting juicy. It's getting juicy.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.